Imagine finding an ordinary-looking 2-pence coin in your pocket and later discovering that it could be connected to one of the most fascinating stories in British coin collecting. The 1988 UK 2-pence coin may look simple, but its design, history, and possible varieties make it an interesting piece for collectors. The 1988 2-pence coin was issued during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. Like many British coins of the period, it carries a portrait of the Queen on the obverse, while the reverse features the famous Prince of Wales feathers design, a traditional symbol associated with British coinage. At first glance, millions of these coins can appear almost identical. That is exactly why collectors carefully examine details that ordinary people might overlook. The date, lettering, metal composition, strike quality, and unusual production characteristics can all influence the interest and potential value of a coin. The 1980s were an important period in the development of modern British decimal coinage. The 2-pence denomination had already become a familiar part of everyday transactions, meaning these coins were widely circulated and handled by millions of people. A normal circulated 1988 2-pence coin is generally not a $1 million coin. Its value depends on condition, rarity, demand, and whether it contains a genuine minting error or unusual variety. Most examples found in everyday change are worth close to their normal collector value. However, coin collecting becomes much more exciting when an unusual specimen appears. A genuine mint error can sometimes transform an ordinary denomination into a highly desirable collector's piece, especially when the error is dramatic, rare, and confirmed by a reputable expert or grading service. Collectors may examine the edge, lettering, date, portrait, reverse design, and overall strike. They may also compare the coin with known examples to determine whether something is truly unusual or simply the result of circulation damage. One important point is that not every strange-looking coin is a valuable error. Scratches, dents, discoloration, corrosion, machine damage, and wear can create unusual appearances without adding significant collector value. The condition of the coin is also extremely important. A sharply struck example with attractive surfaces and minimal wear can generate considerably more interest than a heavily circulated piece. Professional authentication can become especially important when a coin appears to have an unusual characteristic. The 1988 2-pence belongs to a fascinating generation of British decimal coins. Its familiar design connects everyday spending with the broader history of the United Kingdom's modern monetary system. For collectors, the excitement is not simply about the denomination. It is about the possibility of discovering something that was never supposed to leave the mint in that particular form. That sense of discovery is one reason error coins remain so popular. If you own a 1988 2-pence, start by examining it under good lighting. Look closely at the date, Queen's portrait, lettering, feathers, rim, and edge. A magnifying glass can help reveal details that are difficult to see with the naked eye. You should also compare your coin with authenticated examples before assuming that an unusual feature is rare. Reliable coin references, established dealers, and professional grading companies can help distinguish a genuine minting variety from damage that happened after the coin entered circulation. Another factor that can influence value is provenance. If an unusual coin has a documented history and has previously been examined by respected specialists, buyers may have greater confidence in its authenticity. The most valuable coins are usually not valuable simply because they are old. Rarity, condition, historical importance, demand, and verified errors can combine to create exceptional prices. That is why a modern-looking coin can sometimes attract more attention than an ancient one. For the ordinary 1988 UK 2-pence, however, expectations should remain realistic. Most pieces do not have extraordinary values. The real treasure hunt begins when a coin has a confirmed characteristic that separates it from the normal production run. Imagine a hypothetical 1988 2-pence with an exceptionally rare and fully authenticated minting error, supported by strong provenance and intense competition among collectors. In such an extraordinary scenario, the theoretical value could rise dramatically beyond the normal value of the denomination. In the most sensational hypothetical scenario, such an exceptional specimen could be discussed at a figure as high as $1.48 million. But this should not be interpreted as the verified market value of a normal 1988 UK 2-pence coin. A price at that level would require extraordinary rarity, authentication, provenance, and willing buyers. That distinction is extremely important for anyone watching this video. A coin appearing unusual does not automatically make it worth millions. Before believing a huge valuation, have the coin professionally examined and compare it with documented auction records and authenticated examples. The story of the 1988 2-pence ultimately reminds us why coin collecting is so fascinating. Something that looks ordinary can inspire years of research, and occasionally a genuine mint error can turn a small piece of pocket change into a remarkable collector's discovery.